The fashion world was not prepared for what unfolded. How could a global pop star, known primarily for his music and stage charisma, walk into the highly competitive arena of luxury athleisure and eclipse even the most seasoned professional models? The astonishing truth is that BTS's Jin has done exactly that in his latest campaign with ALO, leaving industry observers, fans, and even skeptics questioning what boundaries truly remain for a man who continues to redefine global stardom. Could a singer-turnstile icon actually set a new standard for professional modeling? When the first images of Jin's ALO campaign emerged, the atmosphere was nothing short of electric. Photographers, editors, and fashion critics described the release as an event, not just an ad, with social media flooded by instant reactions. Yet beyond the frenzy of fan enthusiasm, there was an undeniable acknowledgement among experts. Jin was not merely participating in this campaign, he was commanding it. The very role typically reserved for carefully scouted and polished models had been overtaken by an artist whose presence seemed sharper, stronger, and more magnetic than the professionals surrounding him. What made this shift so dramatic was the way Jin's aura translated through the lens, an authority that could not be manufactured, rehearsed, or imitated. What sets Jin apart in this campaign is not only his striking visuals, but also the authenticity of his image. While models are trained to deliver poses that highlight the fabric, silhouette, and branding of apparel, Jin's approach appeared to go beyond mere aesthetics. Every frame carried a sense of narrative, as though the clothing was not simply worn but lived in. His expressions revealed a subtle mixture of strength and vulnerability, a balance often sought but rarely achieved in fashion photography. How could someone who has never walked the professional runway before suddenly appear as though he had mastered the art long ago? Industry insiders were left to confront a provocative reality. Jin's effortless performance in the ALO campaign was not simply about good looks or star power. It was about his ability to embody a brand's ethos in a way that felt universal and yet deeply personal. Athleisure, as a genre, thrives on the paradox of comfort meeting prestige, casual wear elevated to a statement of modern luxury. In Jin, ALO seemed to have found its perfect messenger. He looked simultaneously relaxed yet untouchable, approachable yet majestic, a combination that professional models strive for but rarely deliver at such intensity. The shockwaves from this campaign extended far beyond the borders of the fan community. Fashion journalists, who typically maintain skepticism towards celebrity endorsements, began asking difficult questions. Has the fashion industry underestimated the true modeling potential of global pop stars? Could the appearance of Jin in this campaign mark a permanent shift in how brands choose to represent themselves? The conversation has now reached the point where comparisons between Jin and professional models are no longer hypothetical, they are unavoidable. His impact is not merely being discussed, it is being measured in real time. The sales spike reported by luxury retailers immediately after the campaign's unveiling is a testament to this reality. Items worn by Jin in the shoot saw immediate surges in demand, with some products sold out within hours. The cause and effect was impossible to deny. Consumers were not simply buying into ALO, they were buying into Jin's vision of ALO. What professional model could claim to generate that level of influence in that short a time, with such commanding presence? The question lingers, pressing into the very structure of the fashion business model itself. The most compelling aspect of Jin's dominance in this campaign, however, is the emotional reaction he has evoked. Fans have long admired his ability to blend charm and elegance, but in this campaign, the admiration has deepened into reverence. The images were not just seen as photo shoots, but as declarations of artistic identity. Even critics who normally dismiss pop idols as fashion dilettantes found themselves compelled to acknowledge the sheer force of his performance. The line between professional modeling and artistic expression has blurred, leaving a haunting question. If Jin can achieve this with minimal prior modeling experience, what might happen if he were to take on fashion full-time? The implications ripple outward. Professional models who dedicate years to training, networking, and carving their identity in the cutthroat industry may now be confronted with the uncomfortable truth that celebrity influence can shift the balance of power overnight. But the conversation is not merely about influence, it is about skill. Photographers reported that Jin needed little to no instruction during the shoot, adapting instinctively to angles, lighting, and mood. Such intuition is rare, even among the elite of the modeling world. His ability to deliver a complete shot in fewer frames stunned the production team, raising the question, was this a one-time phenomenon, or has the industry underestimated Jin's untapped potential all along? Observers also point to the cultural resonance of Jin's campaign. BTS has long been recognized as more than a music act. They are a cultural force, reshaping perceptions of Asian identity in global entertainment. Jin's success in outshining professional models carries weight beyond the runway. It challenges the entrenched stereotypes that have long limited representation in high fashion. In a market where Asian faces were once marginalized, Jin's dominance is both a symbolic victory and a commercial triumph. Is this campaign simply a fashion milestone, or is it part of a larger cultural reckoning? The phenomenon has not gone unnoticed by competing brands. Rumors swirl that multiple fashion houses are scrambling to secure Jin for future campaigns, fearing that his presence with a competitor could alter consumer perception in ways previously unthinkable. For decades, the fashion hierarchy was clear. Models occupied one tier, celebrities another. But Jin's performance in ALO's campaign has collapsed that hierarchy. He has stepped into a role that seems destined to redefine the entire structure of how fashion is marketed in the 21st century. It is perhaps ironic that someone who did not begin his career with modeling in mind now stands as the figure against whom professionals are being measured. Yet, that irony is exactly what gives this campaign its power. Jin's unexpected dominance is not the result of calculated ambition, but of undeniable presence. The shock, the awe, and the exhilaration come from the simple fact that nobody expected him to surpass trained professionals, and yet he did, with precision and with authority. What remains to be seen is how this momentum unfolds. Will Jin continue to appear in campaigns, or was this an isolated moment of brilliance? Will professional models adjust their strategies, learning from the charisma and authenticity he displayed? The industry is left in suspense, and the uncertainty only fuels the fascination. What cannot be denied is that Jin has already shifted perceptions. The evidence is etched into every image, every sales chart, and every startled commentary from those who once believed celebrity campaigns were secondary to professional modeling. As the dust settles on this groundbreaking campaign, one truth is impossible to ignore. BTS's Jin has not just participated in ALO's latest release, he has transformed it into a global spectacle. He has proven that charisma can rival training, authenticity can surpass technique, and presence can outshine even the most carefully sculpted model. The world may continue to ask how he did it, but the results speak louder than speculation. Jin has redefined the playing field, leaving both fans and professionals to wonder. If he can conquer fashion so effortlessly, what world will he choose to dominate next?